we were on Twitter, I think a week ago, and we were just kind of casually chatting about women's wrestling in general.
Right.
And kind of how WWE kind of had, and actually, I could say AEW has a similar problem as well. That if you're not in that title picture, you're kind of just floating somewhere where it's like you're not in quite a storyline. It's kind of some weird gray area.
Right.
And they popped up with two new mid-card titles. What are your thoughts on that?
We needed those titles. You
Yes.
have roughly 30 plus women across the brands. Now, yes,
Hmm.
you have a few that are out. Some of them are being moms,
Hmm.
Becky, Carmella, Alexa Bliss. They're enjoying their womanhood, their motherhood.
Hmm.
So, they're in good places, but it's like you said, there are plenty of women who are kind of sitting in wrestling purgatory. They're just like on this waiting list of being on TV, um, having a chance at a title, and not to say that I don't feel like Triple H wasn't trying to solve the problem because I felt like he was with the speed belt. But if you are not watching these 3-minute matches on Twitter, you don't know that these matches are happening. And so, it made me feel for those like Atiga Knox who was online talking about how she haven't been on TV, how she haven't had any matches, not even house matches, and her ultimately being released. But I not to say that I didn't feel like we were going to get those titles because one thing about WWE for the most part is that if we scream loud enough, they will eventually give us what it is that we want. It just is a matter of making it make sense.
Hmm.
And so NXT, of course, got the women's North American title, and we was happy for them, rightfully so. You took their tag team titles away. Um, so they only had that one title, and now they have two, but you still have the women's tag team titles, which is still split up between three brands.
Allegedly. Because, like, do we really see those? Do we really see them on NXT?
I mean, you know, they gave Lash and
But
Jakara a
nothing on
chance, but
NXT. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they push it over to Snack and they push like that's my problem is that they're like, always like, oh, the tag team belts to be defended on all three brands. And when it comes to NXT, like they're not there. So it's
right.
like interesting for them to remove this women's tag team title from NXT, especially because like there's no presence. So like I don't know, like that move just didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on the same boat with you. I'm not sure what was the whole premise of taking the titles away or just blending the titles together
Hmm.
is what they ultimately did. Um, but I guess their way of pacifying the situation or rectifying the situation was to finally give us the mid card titles on each show. Now, I did hear some people claiming that it was excessive, but you know, I don't
I don't think
think
so.
I think it's highly time that you have women having a shot at a mid card title because not all of them are going to get an opportunity at the big belt of their brands. And if you're not in a tag team, you're not going to see no tag team gold. So, it gives them the opportunity. I guess it will give them that comfort to know that, look, you might not be the women's champion because we have stories attached to those belts, but here is a belt that is just as important and you have an opportunity at winning this title. And I think we're finally going to get that within Chelsea. I'm hoping, I'm praying Chelsea does get the title. I feel like she's a hard worker.
Chelsea works, man. The thing about Chelsea is that every match she's in, she steals the show. And she
Yes,
does it like in a good way, right? Like she doesn't steal the show in a sense of like, I'm going to go into this for myself type thing. Like she steals the
right.
show very subtly, very casually. Like she stole the women's money in the bank with her ladder spot. She stole
Yes,
the show with her and Nichin. Like she just casually kind of she just works. And I would love for
right.
it to be her or honestly Nichin. I
Yeah,
think Mia Yim deserves. Like, I'm sorry, Mia Yim.
yeah.
I think that she deserves. She has been working, especially since she's been back, and it also bothers me that she does not has never worn WWE Gold. That bothers me.
You know, and that's the thing. I see what Triple H does when it comes down to stories. It seems like his main focus is not so much of catering to already made stars. It appears that his focus is to make bigger stars out
Hmm.
of those who may have been passed up or overlooked when his father-in-law was still running the business.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, honestly, I would love to see either one of them win the title, hands down. Now they kind of added a little spice to it by putting Jade on ice, and therefore Lash has now replaced her. So now it's like, do I want Lash to win? I might want to see Lash with the title as well. I feel like they're I feel like they're slowly pushing for her and Jakar to be on the main roster. That's what it
I
seems
think,
like to me.
yeah, I think that. So I think Lash deserves for sure. She has been working. She is super strong. She is gorgeous. She is what she's a Triple H girl,
Right,
hands down. He's definitely making her Triple H girl. Jakara. I like her, but I
right,
don't think I've seen enough of her to like want to push her like to the moon like I do with Flash. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Again, I
right.
do like her, but with her injury and everything, like we just haven't had a chance to like see her in that spotlight like we have with Flash.
Mm,
So
that's
that is my only holdback with them in the tag team titles, honestly, is that again, like I want to see Jakara go more. I know she can go, but like I want to see her just like put in that same spotlight that they've given to Lash.
Now I think it's interesting that you brought that up because now that makes me wonder, because if there's one thing that he loves to do, he loves to break up friendships. And
Yeah.
so it makes me wonder if by some chance he is going to write a rift between them two at some
I
point.
don't see the problem is that we love them too much right now. So at some point, yes, yes, I can see it, but I don't think it'll be anytime soon.
Right.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean, because you never know. You can
Hopefully.
never say never in wrestling. We've learned that many, many times, right? Like that is
Right.
you don't do that when it comes to wrestling. You never say never. But hopefully, he allows again the two of them to kind of build that star power together, and they can shine together.
Right.
Um, because look how long it took them to break up the New Day. Knock on wood, hopefully it doesn't happen. But like the riff is there,
Oh,
right? Look how
oh,
long it took for
girl.
them to do that. Like,
Oh,
I don't want to see
girl.
it. I don't want to see it.
We don't, but they was going below the belt on Monday, and I just said, oh,
Hopefully E comes on Monday and he like smooths everything over and everything's great because
I
like I
hope
just don't want to
so.
see it. I just don't want to see it. Like I don't. Why? Why?
It it's like seeing the Usos.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing like seeing It's nothing like seeing twins fight it out. It's just like, but y'all twins, y'all. It's not like y'all just regular brothers. Like when you look in the mirror, you see each other.
Hmm.
And it ultimately what happened again. They playing nice now, but um, yeah, I can see it kind of happening again. So no, I'm really hoping that they just teasing this breakup, and like you said,
I
Big
think
E
E kind of
comes
saves
and
it.
just moves it over and stuff, because they haven't
Yeah.
really been right since his injury. They've been working, but you could
I mean, I hope
tell,
Jesse Jones thing is weird. So yeah, just It's fine.
Yeah, well, they really playing this. Xavier hasn't held single gold. He has opportunities, but the opportunities kind of slip between his
Come and
fingers.
go. Hmm.
So, it's like after at some point, yeah, you're going to feel uh, animosity, and it seems like the way that they're writing it is that he he kind of replaces the animosity with having being the leader of the group, and it's only but so much that one man could take of
Hmm.
being bossed around by another man.
And be in the back
And
seat.
that's what's going on with Coffee. It's gonna be sad. Not on their 10th year anniversary. Ugh.
But they also got a bunch of new merch out too. So again, I just don't see it. And we all know, like at the end of the day, merch is king. And they just dropped a bunch of new day merch. So like, I hope fingers
Okay.
crossed, man. Fingers crossed. But it actually looks really cute. If you want to go look at shop
Okay.
WWE.com, it's actually really
Yeah.
cute merch. And it does feature all of them. So hopefully,
Okay. Well, I will hope
hopefully.
that, I mean, we've been begging for Big E to, to not to like throw him in the broom closet, like find something for him to do. He's injured, but he's not broken.
Mm-hmm.
And I really love that they use him as commentary for the PLEs, and
Mm-hmm.
he do little side segments. So maybe this is a way and kind of um introducing him as like a manager of some sort, or just to be there on a more consistent basis and make sure that he keeps an eye on his two friends that can't seem to get along right now. Maybe this is their way in writing him back,
Fingers
even though
crossed.
he can't wrestle.
I like him as commentary. I like him in the pre-shows, honestly. He has great chemistry with honestly whoever he's with.
Right.
Hopefully they just continue that and they can bring him around more. Um, it's something. Backstage interviewing, something.
I hope so.
Fingers
I
crossed. You never know. But he seems genuinely happy. So it's like if you're happy doing this and doing television, all the things you're doing, then like who am I to be selfish to like, no, bring him back now because he genuinely seems happy. So
yeah,
maybe it's not, you know what I mean? It's like I kind of whatever makes him happy is what I want to see for him.
yeah. I think it has a lot to do with Meechin's sister, because love will make you
Love will
happy,
do that.
girl.
Love will
Love
do
will
that.
do that. So I think I like to, I love love. So I like to believe like that is what is really keeping him going. But but yeah, just like you said, just with him doing commentary, he's really good at it. He has a he's you have some people who just can't like draw the audience when they
Hmm.
talk, and he has
Hmm.
great comedic timing as
Hmm.
well. Like Biggie's always just been a very funny guy, and it's just like you said, the chemistry, like no one has anything bad to say about him, and that's the type of person you want to keep around. Though that person that everyone feels even lighter after being around them. So, yeah, I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon.